Talk to 10 people who went from broke to comfortable and ask what they regret buying. You'll hear the same three answers every time. A car that impressed nobody. A house too big for the life they actually live. A watch sitting in a drawer. Now ask what actually changed things for them. You'll usually get a pause because the real upgrades never look exciting. Nobody films an unboxing of a high-yield savings account. But stick with me, because upgrade number 12 on this list is the one that quietly moves more money than everything else combined, and almost nobody does it. Here's the test I used to build this list. If something stops paying you the moment nobody's watching, it doesn't belong here. Real upgrades keep paying whether anyone notices or not. Number 1, where your cash actually sits. Most big banks pay next to nothing on savings. A rate so low, it's basically an insult. Meanwhile, solid online savings accounts are paying around 4% right now. On $40,000, that's the difference between earning a few dollars a year and earning over $1,000. Same money, same safety, same insurance. Only the bank changed. Renata, a nurse, left her savings in the account her mom opened for her as a teenager for 11 years. Nobody ever told her the rate had quietly died because banks don't send a letter when that happens. When she finally switched, the extra interest covered her entire car insurance bill. 20 minutes online. That's the whole upgrade. As your income grows, so should your cushion. 3 months of expenses become 6, and a bigger buffer lets you raise deductibles elsewhere, which lowers your other premiums too. Number 2, your sleep setup. Bad sleep costs the economy hundreds of billions a year, and people sleeping under 6 hours have a meaningfully higher risk of dying early. You can't buy sleep directly, but you can buy nearly every condition that makes it possible, and cheaply. A good mattress, blackout curtains, and something to keep the room cool.
Desmond took a night shift job at his warehouse in his early 30s and spent 4 years blaming his exhaustion on the schedule. It wasn't the schedule. It was the room. He blacked out the windows, upgraded the ancient mattress, added white noise. He didn't get perfect sleep, just 4 extra hours a week. Over a year, that's an entire extra work week of his life back. This belongs on a money list because every decision you make, every negotiation, every purchase, every investment runs through a brain powered by whatever sleep it got the night before. You never see that cost on a receipt, which is exactly why it goes unpaid for years. Number 3, the things touching your body every single day. Your shoes, your tires, your chair. A cheap pair of shoes that falls apart in 2 months costs the same per wear as a good pair that lasts years, except your knees and back absorb the difference instead of your wallet. Tires are the only part of your car touching the road, yet people upgrade the interior and slap on whatever tire is cheapest. And if you sit 8 hours a day, your chair matters more than almost anything else you own. Priya worked from a kitchen chair for 6 years and just accepted the back pain as normal. The chair that finally fixed it cost less than 2 months of the physical therapy she'd already paid for. Price things by the hour you actually use them, and the expensive option is often the cheap. Number 4, the air and water inside your own home. Most of us spend nearly 90% of our time indoors, and indoor air can be far more polluted than outdoor air, yet almost nobody checks it. A real air purifier and a water filter matched to your home cost less combined than a month of bottled water delivery. Owen, a dad in Phoenix, installed filtration after his daughter's asthma kept flaring on high pollen days. Her inhaler use dropped so much the next year that the equipment paid for itself in reduced copays alone, not counting the ER visits they avoided entirely. Number 5, your health baseline. Dental care, eyesight, screenings, and strength. Ignoring these doesn't erase the cost, it multiplies it. A small cavity becomes a filling, then a root canal, then an implant, tripling in price at each stage, while the pain gets worse too.
Strength matters here as infrastructure, not vanity. Being able to carry groceries and stay independent later in life is one of the biggest financial variables of your future. Once your income improves, catch up on what you postponed.
Number 6, your commute and your closeness to your own actual life. The average commute eats close to 6 full work weeks a year, sitting still, going nowhere you wanted to be. Camille, a claims adjuster, moved 10 miles closer to her office, into a smaller place. She lost a spare bathroom and gained back 9 hours a week. Within a year and a half, she used that time to finish a certification that raised her salary by more than the rent increase. The move paid for itself, then kept paying. Number 7, buying back your recurring hours. This one triggers guilt more than any other because it feels lazy. Skip the guilt. You already outsource constantly without thinking twice. You don't grow your own food or sew your own clothes. Paying someone to clean or handle groceries follows the same logic, and it can hand back 70 or more hours a year. The catch? This only works if you actually use those hours for something that matters, not just more scrolling. If you're finding this useful, stick around. The next 5 upgrades carry the biggest downside if you skip them. Number 8, how you handle your taxes. Software is fine for simple situations, but once you've got rental income, equity, or a side business, a good preparer catches what software can't ask about. Dario, a restaurant manager, filed with the same software for 9 years straight. The preparer he finally hired found missed deductions and amended 2 prior returns. The refund covered years of fees. Filing is compliance. Planning happens in October, not April, and that's the real upgrade. Number 9, disability insurance. About 1 in 4 workers will become disabled before retirement, yet most households carry no coverage beyond the bare minimum. Life insurance protects your family. Disability insurance protects the machine generating every dollar you've ever earned, you. Camille added a personal policy alongside her work coverage for about the cost of her phone bill. She's never needed it. That's the point. Number 10, your liability limits and an umbrella policy. Your net worth has grown over the years. Your insurance limits probably haven't. A serious accident can generate a judgment far beyond your policy, putting everything you've built at risk. An umbrella policy adds $1 million of protection for roughly $1 a day. Number 11, your estate paperwork. Only about a quarter of adults have a will. Everyone else is letting their state decide what happens to their kids and their stuff. And here's the trap even organized people fall into. Your named beneficiaries on retirement accounts override your will completely. 15 minutes checking those names might be the most important quarter hour on this whole list. Number 12, your own earning power. Everything else here protects money you already have. This is the one that raises the ceiling on all of it. A certification costing a few $1,000s that bumps your salary pays for itself within months, then compounds for the rest of your career. The cheapest version costs nothing. Just learning what your role is actually worth and having one uncomfortable conversation about. Renata didn't stop at switching banks. She also asked for a raise. The bank switch earned her over $1,000. The conversation with her boss earned her $10,000 a year permanently, and it took 20 minutes. None of this required an inheritance, a lucky stock pick, or a 5 a.m. routine. Just 12 decisions, most of them boring, several of them free, quietly paying you long after the thrill of any purchase would have faded. Tell me in the comments which of these 12 you've already handled and which one you've been putting off. And if you want more of this, subscribe.